We're in. We're streaming. Does it sound good? This is gonna look freaky for a minute, cause no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. I was making sure you did that. The BGM is loud? Yeah, I know it's loud. It's loud in my ears too. Okay. I think we're good now. What is this?
All right, what I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted
Okay, now
is
it's
that
quiet.
Funko Pops are coming. This is super exciting for us. We've been waiting on a long time to be able to announce this.
Okay.
So right now I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the 4 characters coming to Funko Pops.
Finally, dude.
The Wraith,
Oh,
the
Doctor.
Doctor,
That looks sick.
the Huntress, and Claudette Morel.
I want the Doctor one.
If you're like me, you're thrilled and you can't wait to
I
get
want
your
the
hands on
Doctor one
those,
really
I can
bad.
tell
That's
you
gonna
you'll be
look
able to
sick.
get those before the end of the year.
For the end of the year? Alright.
Okay.
Nice.
Now that I've shared
Dude, he
that,
does his
and
charms
that I've
too. That'd be nice.
had a moment to calm down, let me officially welcome you to the Dead by Daylight 6th anniversary celebration.
Okay.
We've got an amazing show for you today. We have the whole team ready to share some of the
Yeah, those
exciting
Funko Pops
stuff
look
coming.
nice.
We've
Funko
got a
Pops-
few
I know.
surprises in
I can't
store.
wait to get it.
We hope you're going to have a good time. Now, last year,
Doctor's my
our
favorite out
5th
of all of those, for
anniversary
sure.
was all about looking back at the 5 years before.
Okay.
It was a trip down memory lane, and I had a good time for one. Since then,
That gen is really cool.
we've
I
hit
like that.
50 million
From the
players
Hex Totem.
in Dead by Daylight. That's crazy. We announced a board game that was funded in under 1 day on Kickstarter. That was an amazing job by our friends at Level 99.
I know,
We've
I can't wait to
also
get the board
consistently
game too
stayed
and play
within
it
the
on
20
stream
top
sometime.
games streamed on Twitch. All of that, and with our next chapter, we're going to now be at 59 characters in Dead by Daylight.
59? That's crazy.
But today, it's not about looking back.
Jeez.
Today is about looking at the future. We couldn't be happier to have 50 million of you out there playing the game with us. And while there's still a ton of stuff to do, we want to focus on the things that are going to make their way into the game next year. In the past, we've used these anniversaries to share our dreams and to share our ambitions. And we dreamed big. It's our job to do so.
FNAF.
Once in a while, these
We need
dreams
FNAF.
ended up being bigger than what we were
We
able to
need
deliver.
FNAF.
And we don't want to do that today. Today, our goal is to talk about what is actually going to happen within the next year and to give you precise timelines of when you can
I wonder if
expect
this is
those
pre-recorded
changes.
or it's actually a stream. I thought it's pre-recorded.
We're humbled by your passion and your support. Thank you so much for taking this trip with us through the last 6 years. And we have quite a lot more for you. Oh,
Please be FNAF. Please
and
be
if you're
FNAF.
watching this on Twitch or YouTube,
YouTube.
you can actually play Director of Broadcast by voting in the chat and help us figure out which segments are going to come in what order.
FNAF
And
first.
speaking of which, here's a list of everything that we have in store for you today.
FNAF? 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 Year 7 roadmap, quality of life improvements, gameplay improvements, chapter 24, go look at the store, 6th anniversary and game celebrations.
Like I said, we want you to be in control of what we talk about next. You know what? Let's try it right now. Which one of these would you prefer to have? A, some free stuff.
I'm just gonna do this.
B, something really nice.
Something really nice. I feel like something really nice would be a lot better than just something free. Because I feel like something free is just... I feel like something free could be anything. You want something nice rather than free, right? Free. I don't want free. I want something good. Free stuff. Free stuff. See, people that are saying free stuff, I feel like are like, it's like I feel like something nice is gonna be better than something free. Because like if they're just basing it on something free, I feel like something nice is better than having something free. Yeah, people are saying free, which is stupid. Why are you saying free? Nothing's free. Yeah, no free. We don't want free. What the heck? Free could be bad. Really nice, that's guaranteed good. 100,000 blood points. I make that in 2 matches. Maybe 1 if I'm running good. Freaking. Shit, let me take a pic of that, actually. No, I missed it. Okay, I can go back. I can screenshot on my own stream, actually.
Thank you so much for joining us today in the celebration of Dead by Daylight's 6th anniversary. I'm Stéphane Beauchamp, Senior Producer on the project, and I'm joined by Justin Brown, Senior Product Manager on the project. In today's panel, we will have a look at the upcoming content for next year, so Dead by Daylight's 7th year, the planned chapters, as well as our 4 main pillars for the game. Before we dive into that, however, this is a really good opportunity to look at our accomplishments from last year and talk a bit more about what we're particularly proud of or excited or happy that was released over the last year. For me, I'm always extremely impressed by the quality of our original content, and the Portrait of Murder chapter was another one that really left a mark on me. But that being said, Year 6 was an amazing year when it comes to licensed content, with the addition of Resident Evil, Hellraiser chapter, as well as Ringu. 3 classic cult horror icons into our game, and it really warms my heart to see all of those different characters come together in the one and the same game.
What's the code?
Is there anything you're particularly proud of that we did last year?
Yeah, of course. The first thing that comes to mind is the updated onboarding and tutorial. Seeing that come out to such a positive reaction within our community was really amazing, really rewarding for the team that worked so hard on those features. The next would be the 2 brand new maps we introduced last year. It had been a long time since we introduced new maps, and the team totally delivered on those maps, visually stunning. And that's not to mention the unbelievable job they did on the Haddonfield rework, which recently released.
Yeah, unbelievable bugs.
And last but not least, it would be the Snowman event. All of the hilarious memes, movies, memories that were shared in that sort of holiday season was unbelievably amazing, and something I hope we can recreate again this year.
The snowman from Fortnite.
Now, I'd like to take this moment just to mention that when we develop our roadmap, we always aim at delivering the most quality as we possibly can for you, our players. However, as it is a live tool, we are constantly having to update it due to urgent issues or new opportunities that arise throughout the year. As such, there were a few features we mentioned during last year's anniversary stream that still have not made their way into the game. Fear not, we will be talking about most of those features later today.
So
now,
what segment
when we talk about what's coming up in the next year,
we're on now?
First, I'll tell you some of the things we know we can expect throughout this next year.
I don't know.
There will be 4 new chapters, which means 4 new killers and their survivor counterparts, of course. In addition to that, there will be 4 tomes in the archives, diving deeper into our characters' lore. And with the narrative direction around the Observer's Tower going in a new direction, we're all super excited to watch that unfold.
What is this all about? We'll learn more over the coming year. It's really exciting. For some of you who have been with us over the past year, the 4 pillars will probably be known to you all. They're really things we have continuously worked upon over the last 6 years of the game. So our 4 pillars composing the roadmap for this year are game health, quality of life updates, life design, as well as our events. You want to give us a bit more info about the
game health? Yeah, sure, I will. I would love to, Stéphane. When we talk about game health, there are some aspects of game health that will always be ongoing priorities for us, such as security improvements and game performance optimizations. But this year, we're putting an added focus on matchmaking. We want to improve the matchmaking wait times as much as we can,
for survivors,
in addition to accounting for the various play styles we see throughout our community and rewarding them as such. When we talk about matchmaking, though, it's also very much a quality of life topic,
I think
which
do
segues very well into our second pillar.
It is an amazing segue, as if it was planned all along. You're a natural at that.
Whatever gets you, match you first.
Talking more about quality of life improvements and updates, you did talk about the roadmap and how we continuously shift things around and such.
And that'll be a good idea.
We use a lot of the feedback from the community to feed into that. And as such, CSAT surveys are a really important part for that, forums, social networks, et cetera, et cetera. When we did announce the Autobahn feature during last year's anniversary, it was met with a lot of mixed feelings from the community. And as such, we really held off a bit to make sure we were doing this in the best way possible. We know toxicity as well as cheating is something that has to continuously be looked at and addressed in the game to keep the game as safe as possible. And as such, Autobahn and improvements to those systems is an important part for us that we're going to keep looking at this year, but we want to make sure we do it in the best way possible. To dive a bit more into quality of life updates, we'll have Justin Banks and Aurélie Géraud talk a bit more about that in a future panel today, which I'm really looking forward to. But for now, is there anything you want to share with us about life design?
As a live game, constant iterations in our design and live balance updates are critical to keeping the game feeling fun, fresh, and exciting for our players. In addition to that, players' behaviors are constantly evolving, and we need to adapt to accommodate those new
constantly evolving.
That's
such a weird way of putting
Matt Spriggins will be up shortly to talk more about the huge updates that we have coming planned for this year in regarding live balance.
Huge is not an understatement.
Not an understatement.
It's fine.
But one piece of news we're happy to break right now is that we're actively working on a major rework of the Raccoon City Police Department map that we released last year during the Resident Evil chapter.
Make it smaller?
We can expect to see that sometime this fall, but we will keep you updated as we near closer to the final release date.
I'm very much looking forward to playing it.
Make it smaller.
It's often been
don't necessarily change
the
map. Just make it so you only play in segments of the map when you're playing in a match.
Be brought up to
like certain areas that can be blocked off, so it makes it smaller. Or those areas can be opened up.
With that said, I'll
different
jump
versions
into
of it. I
the
think that
events.
would be a lot
Something
better
that really,
way to do it.
Is an important aspect of the game. It allows us to move the game in a direction that's a little bit farther off the beaten path, something that's not necessarily what you'd expect from Dead by Daylight, but do that as a time-based thing allows us to really do something completely crazy sometimes and such. This is really an opportunity for us to get communities together and to generate moments you're never going to forget. Always think back of that game you played of Dead by Daylight during that specific moment of the year. As we've always done over the last few years, we'll have 4 main moments in the year that we're going to celebrate through events, which are going to be our anniversary period coming up in a few weeks from now, the Halloween period, the winter period, as well as the Lunar New Year period. These 4 events are really going to be the main ones for the year. But our cornerstone events are going to be Halloween and anniversary, since they're such big, important moments.
I thought anniversary was going to be now. I didn't know it was going to be a few weeks from now.
We're also going to try and do more live activations, such as a login bonuses, Blood Rush that you're all familiar with, and boosted Rift Fragments collection, so that there's a reason for everyone to come back to the game and be more excited about playing Dead by Daylight more often and be happy about the rewards they're getting through doing that. So, really looking forward to this year. It's really been an amazing one for us, and thank you so much, especially for the continued support throughout those 6 years. Thank you, everyone.
So what segment was that? I still don't know what segment that was.
By Daylight fans, I hope you're enjoying the 6th anniversary celebration of Dead by Daylight. I'm Matthias Claesen, I'm the director of the Recreational Fear Lab, and I'm here to talk to you about why people enjoy horror. Now, it might seem weird that folks like us voluntarily seek out frightening entertainment, but it's actually very common and for good scientific reason. It is part of human nature to find pleasure in playing with fear. It's what kids do when they play hide and seek, and it's what we do when we play DBD. When you're playing as a survivor, you're reenacting an ancient evolutionary drama. You're trying to stay alive in a dangerous world by outrunning and outsmarting a bloodthirsty predator. Your whole body is in survival mode, heart racing to prepare you for fight or flight. You
Not
get
really.
that invigorating adrenaline
Not
kick,
really.
and
I mean, I guess your
if you
first few
escape the
matches,
killer,
yeah,
you're
but
rewarded with a flood of feel-good neurotransmitters such as dopamine. Playing as a killer is different. You're immersing yourself in that same ancient scenario of predation. But now it's about catching your prey and the ecstasy of the hunt. It's that same adrenaline kick, but the reward is not the nerve-tingling relief of survival. It's the exhilarating delight of victory, the thrill of the kill. So when you play DBD, you're satisfying a primal desire for threat simulation, for playing with fear. But you're also satisfying another primal desire, namely the desire for story. Because DBD isn't just about the hunt. It's also about exploring the rich and constantly evolving narrative world of the game.
I don't think
Whether
I can
you're
pay
out
attention
for
to the lore,
survival or blood,
honestly.
I wish you good luck on your next journey into the fog.
I don't think a lot of people pay attention to the lore. I'm being real. I don't think people pay attention to the lore.
The killer is coming, but the generator is almost complete. What do you do? A, hit the last skill check. B, run. C, let the killer grab you.
Where's E?
D, blow up the generator.
E, wait for him to get close. Let go of the gen, let him hit you. While he's in this cooldown from hitting, finish the gen. Like, that's what always happens. All the time. Always. People that are saying B. Blow up the generator. I feel like a lot of people just blow up the generator, honestly. But I feel like there's another answer here where it's stick on the gen, wait till he goes to grab you, let go, let him hit you, wait while he's in his cooldown, just finish it. And go down for the gen, dude. Dude, what the heck? Can we get on with it? Not gonna lie, this is not as hype as I thought it was gonna be.
Hi there, I'm Matt, design director on Dead by Daylight. I work with Dave, the creative director, and the rest of the DBD game design team on everything from updating and balancing our existing content to the development of all our new chapters and game features. I'm really happy to be back with you once more for this 6th anniversary broadcast.
I never understood why there's like more like people that do that with the camera angles.
So I'm
why they do
excited to
multiple.
share
Like the
3
person's
key
looking at one
updates that our
camera,
team of
but there's make
talented
multiple
designers
so that they're
have
not
been
looking at
working
them.
on.
It's weird. I don't get it.
An overhaul of our killer and
It's
survivor
really
perks,
strange.
a rework
To me
of our
anyways.
approach to prestige and progression, and finally, an update on the changes to the Memento Mori system.
New
One of the
Moris?
main goals for the game design
Mori
team
reworks?
is to explore new ways that we can keep
Get rid of
the player
yellow and green
experience in
perks
Dead
and just
by
make them
Daylight
all one tier.
fresh and fun for both new players entering our universe and for our highly engaged expert players
Oh my God, I'm
with
gonna
hundreds
sneeze.
or even thousands of hours in the game.
I'm gonna sneeze.
In listening to
Give
our
me a
players
second.
and reviewing our own data, we've found that some of the most consistent feedback is that in our high-level matches, meta perks have essentially taken over, meaning that players are consistently seeing the same perk loadouts again and again for every killer and every survivor.
I don't even see that with killers though. I feel like always
Looking at
killer
our
perks
data,
are always
there's a clear gap
more
between the
spread out than
most
survivor
popular
perks.
perks for each role. On the killer side, these are Corrupt Intervention, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, Barbecue and Chili, Hex Ruin,
No one runs
and
Ruin
Pop
anymore.
Goes the Weasel. And for survivors, Dead Hard, Decisive Strike, Borrowed Time, Iron Will, and of course, Self-Care.
Forgot Unbreakable. And Boon,
With little
Circle Feeling.
motivation to explore different perk loadouts,
DS
this can
Unbreakable,
naturally lead to a feeling
Dead Hard
of
BT
gameplay
is
becoming
all I see.
stale. Therefore, in the coming months, we'll be releasing a major update
But they didn't even
that
say
will
BT.
rework and
Or,
rebalance
did they say
roughly
BT? They didn't say
40
Unbreakable, I know
killer
that, but
and
they said
survivor
Iron Will
perks,
Self-Care. No one really
including
runs
the
Iron Will
ones that I've just
Self-Care.
mentioned.
Not that I noticed.
This is aimed at eliminating these clear, dominant perk trends and strategies that we've been seeing in the game for a while. There will also be some small baseline gameplay adjustments that we would like to share with you a little bit closer to the release date. So, we'll keep monitoring, keep reviewing, and keep adjusting our collection of perks in this way on a more regular basis to make sure that we avoid these meta perks becoming consistent trends for extended periods, whilst opening up the gateway for new undiscovered metas
Just
to
add
emerge.
fun perks. Like perks that are funny.
With this upcoming focus on balance, we're also working on an update to make perks easier to acquire and encourage
Thank
more
you.
exploration of new combinations in perk loadouts. In an upcoming patch, we'll be releasing a rework of Dead by Daylight's prestige system, aimed at reducing the grind in the game by giving players more direct, quick, and easy access to perks, something that will improve the quality of life not only for our long-term dedicated players, but especially new players looking to get into the game. Our current prestige system is optional, and it awards a bloodied version of the base cosmetic outfit, whilst resetting the perks, add-ons, and items in the character's inventory. This update will change how this works entirely.
Good.
When this feature releases, prestiging a character for the first time will instantly unlock that character's Tier 1 personal perks on all other killers or survivors, making them immediately available in their loadouts. We know that our players are hoping that the RNG gods provide them with barbecue and chili in their early blood webs. However, with this feature, you simply prestige the cannibal to prestige level 1, 2, or 3 to unlock all of Leatherface's perks at the corresponding tier for every other killer. This will significantly reduce the grind and completely eliminate the random chance needed to acquire specific teachable perks through the blood web
I feel like a better way to do it was to just give you all the perks you had, but at tier 1 in your loadout whenever you prestige.
So you'll be able to show your dedication to a particular character by raising them well beyond that. Additionally, the act of prestiging will not remove their perks, items, or add-ons.
Okay. Well.
So there's no longer an associated reset of the character, if you will.
I mean, I think that's the kind of the
For those who haven't
point.
yet prestiged their characters, we're also working on a fair way to still reward players for their time investment and dedication once this update takes effect. Fans can expect both the prestige and perk updates to drop around the same time during a major release this summer.
Okay.
Finally,
I feel like
I
that's
would
kind
like
of
to close things out with some
That's
news
kinda
on the Maori
strange.
Updates that we shared last year. While it's still coming, we have slightly adjusted our approach to the system based on research, feedback, and prototyping iteration.
this way.
We've arrived at
Yeah,
something
okay.
that feels more straightforward, yet still accomplishes the same goals that we set out with.
What are they doing? I'll
The
explain
change
it
to
in
the
a minute
system
after
will
whenever they're on
still
another
remove the Maori
question
ability
thing.
from offerings, focusing instead on rewarding efficient killer play, but we'll be incorporating the Mori animation as more of a natural ending to the match.
Okay.
This is something that we're currently calling the Finisher Mori. When a killer downs the last survivor standing, rather than drawing things out and having them pick up and hook the survivor, we'll instead transition immediately and automatically to the killer's Mori
I like
animation,
that. I think that's good.
allowing them to close things out in style and in a way that you would expect
I
from
feel
an
like that's going to lead a lot more people
unstoppable
to just
killing
DC at
machine.
the end of the match.
There's also a few other additional changes coming with this system
being
that we're
real.
not quite ready to share yet. But we're hoping to release the new Mori system as part of our Halloween update this year.
Halloween? What
So look
the
out
heck?
for that.
How, like, I don't get it. Why wait so
While we
long?
couldn't cover all of the
I liked it,
details
but I
of
feel like
these
it's going to make a lot
updates
more
in the
survivors
span of
just
one
DC.
segment, anyone looking for more information can head
And they
over to
already
our
do, I
website,
guess.
deadbydaylight.com, following the broadcast. Thank you as always for the support. We can't wait to get these updates into your hands as soon as possible to
Why
see
did they
your
wait for
amazing
Halloween
reactions.
this year to get that
Thanks
Mori
again,
update?
and see you in the
Why
fall.
can't they just add it now? Like, I don't get... You know what I mean? Why make us freaking wait till...
Hi
I guess.
everybody, and welcome back to the McMillan Estate for Dead by Daylight's 6th anniversary. I'm Justin, one of the senior product managers on the game.
And I'm Aurélie, producer on Dead by Daylight. And what a cool set we're on today.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I hear there's some traps around, but we'll be a little careful.
Yeah, we'll try.
So last year, Aurélie and I were here with all of you just to talk about the pillars for the year. But I think some other guys on the team have that covered. So this year, we're here to talk about the quality of life updates that are coming to the game for Year 7.
Please.
And
We
now,
need more of those.
while it's always our goal to give you the most accurate picture of what's coming and when, the reality is that deadlines can shift as well as priorities. And we live in a pretty weird world these days, so there's a lot of external factors as well. So, I mean, that all being said, we are going to work to have the most open dialogue with our players. So if something changes, you
Well,
can
these
bet
camera
us,
angles are
other
weird.
members on the
Like,
team
why can't we just
are
have, like, a
going to
1
be
and
communicating
then a 1?
and let you know
Why do they
if
have to
something
move
shifts,
around and all that
changes,
crap? I feel like
removes,
it's just
added.
it's just weird. I
Really
don't
at all.
like it.
We're going to
It's-
make sure that
it's
you guys know about
bothering
it.
me.
That being said, let's get to it.
Yes, and that's
What is
really
this
cool
one?
because today when you will open
These
the
camera
PTB,
angles,
the
what
first
is
thing that
going
you will notice
on?
is this new vertical layout that we have. The idea behind
Wow,
this
it's
is
vertical
we're
now.
running out of
So much
space
better.
with the current one, and we wanted to add more clarity and also
Can
make
you
some
remove the
information
cursor
way
on
more
console
visible to
for
players.
main menu and just make it
Like for example,
so you just
some
scroll
text
through
in some
options
languages,
instead of the
they
cursor?
will
Because
have
I feel like
more
the cursor
space,
is
but
just so
also
bad.
when we have an event or something happening in the game, now you will be able to see right away when you enter in the game what is happening and how long it will take. You won't have to go through screens, navigate through the game to get access to this information.
And so I think if I can kind of nail down something cool for everybody is that
I feel like an
I
idea
don't
of
have to go into the
queue times
archives
would
to
be
see how
better.
long is left in the rift.
Correct.
But I'll see it right on the main menu.
Correct.
Average
You will have
queue
the exact
times would be
timer,
nice
how
for
long it
Killer
will
and
take
Survivor.
until the end of the rift. And that's part of what will make just the navigation easier and the information easier
Yeah,
to find.
First on the
in
console is
Dead by
terrible. I
Daylight.
want them to get rid of it.
Another
Obviously for blood
feature
webs,
that will be
yeah,
also available today
make
for
one.
the
But I feel like on the main menu,
and
you
I
don't
think
really
that
need
one
it.
will be really appreciated.
I think so. I think this one is one of those that players have been asking for quite some time.
That's
I don't
true.
see anyone.
So that's the preset loadout.
Preset loadout, yeah.
In the loadout screen now, you will be able to have different saves, up to 3 for the moment, for your offering, perks, add-on, items. So you will be able to adapt your playstyle according to what you want to play.
Exactly. So I mean, if you guys want to create one loadout for goofy perks, one for playing by yourself, one for playing as a team, you just change those with the press of a button. No longer are you looking through, this whole inventory of perks that we have.
That's
Right?
good.
It will be your choice to decide between hardcore and casual games. Something else,
One
you'll
of
be
the
also
yeah,
able
I thought they're gonna do
to
that
save
last.
loadouts for your cosmetics. So if you have
Can they,
different
like,
style and
remove
you're always
linked
like
cosmetics
wondering
on,
which one to use, well,
original
now it will be
characters?
extremely useful, easy for you to switch between them. And for both the main menu and the preset loadout, we really think that the two features, they will bring more comfort and ease for the player. And we are really looking into feedback. So please, when you grab the PTB today, share your feedback about this two
PTB?
improvement. This will help you to create the best quality of life improvement in the future as well for you. But that's for today. So what is happening for the next upcoming releases?
Right. So for that, we've got some.
Why do they need a
upcoming
PTB
features
for
to share
that?
with everybody out there. So
Just curious.
one
Like,
of
why
the
do they
main
need a
ones that we
PTB
actually
for the new
announced last
menu
year,
loadout and presets?
do you remember? I think we were both there.
Like, that's
it
kind of
was
strange.
matchmaking
Like, we need a
incentives.
PTB for the
So
new menu.
what we mean when we're talking
It's
about
kind
this
of weird
is
to me.
when players
being
are
real.
matchmaking, we try to establish a good ratio of 4 survivors to 1 killer, and whether or not this ratio is imbalanced one way or another depends on your server,
Do we have
depends
new
on your time of
modes?
day. So what we are doing is we are providing players with extra blood points to play as the role that is
PS4
most
short
needed on their server, at that time of day when they're online, which I think is going to be pretty useful
Why
for
don't they
our
just,
players.
instead of like
Correct.
doing all this
And with
crap
the
where
new
they
layout
boost
that we just mentioned,
blood
like,
points,
it
why
will
don't they
be
just
really
boost it
easy for the
overall?
player to see in front, like on which queue they.
Like, just give
they
you
should
more
go if they
for
want to have the
playing in
less
a
waiting
match.
time.
I guess.
Exactly. As soon as you log in, you're going to know which role needs you the most. So if you're there for BP or if you're there just to have fun with your friends, I mean, really, we're giving you so many more options. I think it's going to be a great experience once this is introduced. Not even that, but while you're in this matchmaking, trying to get that incentive, we are doing what we're calling a game flow refactor. Very techie name, I know, but if we break it down, it's really giving you guys the opportunity to navigate around the game while you're waiting in the queue.
I want them
So
to
when
make,
you're
while you're in
waiting
queue for
matchmaking with
Survivor,
friends alone,
a map
what
to
have
run
you,
around
you'll now
and
be able to browse
mess
the
around in
store,
while you're
check out
waiting.
some really cool outfits, some other areas of game, and even check out the archives. So if you want to change your challenges or read some lore while you're waiting, that's all up to you.
Yeah, and I really love this feature because it feels like not a big change, but actually it will just bring so much comfort and remove so much frustration that I really like the fact that the navigation will be easy and you won't have
Can we
any,
make it so killers can change
it will
killers
be
when they're in the
more
lobby
comfortable
too?
for you too.
Exactly.
And like whenever they get into a
And so
match
now
and if
we're
they're in
already
that waiting
making it
lobby,
more
they can change
accessible
killers
to
there
get
too.
the archives
I
for
think that would
players
be
by doing this,
really
by
good,
putting the
really fair.
timer
Since
for the
survivors
rift
can
on the
change their
main menu,
survivors and everything
but
else while
we're
they're in
also
that.
doing some more updates
So if the
to the
killer's
archives
doing it
coming
too, it
later
would be
this year.
a lot better.
So two of the main changes that I think players will appreciate right off the bat is now you can have one survivor active challenge and a killer active challenge. So no switching back and forth or anything crazy like this. No
Thanks.
starting
That's
a killer
nice.
match. We'll have
That's
a
actually a
survivor
lot better
challenge
than
equipped
what they
and feeling
freaking
like
have.
you've wasted your time.
And sometimes I
Actually,
forget
it will
which
be super cool because with the
thing
matchmaking
my challenge is in.
incentive you just
Sometimes you go through,
mentioned
look all through the
before,
chickens, trying to figure out
if
which one my
you
challenge is
see
in.
that the survivor
So
queue is better for the moment, and you have a killer challenge on, you won't have to go back to the archive, switch the challenge just because you want to go to the survivor queue and lose time.
And
But
like,
you
why do we have
could
to select
queue,
challenges?
and then you
Why don't they
could
just make
change
it so
it,
like you can
now we
automatically
let
do
you.
those challenges?
And so what would
Anyway.
happen is as you find a match,
Kind
we'll
of
give
like
you
the
a
way Fortnite does
notification
it,
full
where you have
screen,
all the
finish whatever
challenges
you're
and you can
doing,
do them
and then bring you into the match. So
at the
I think
same
that's
time
gonna
as
be
other
a very
ones,
fun
rather
experience
than
for
having
players.
to do one challenge a match,
Getting ahead
back
of
out,
ourselves.
go do
One
another
of our
challenge a
other big
match.
features
Like,
that we're updating
why can't
in
you
the
just
archives
do
is your ability
multiple
to view
instead
a full
of having
outfit
the
within the Rift.
the
So,
mess
I
of
mean,
selecting it
we
and all
both
that crap?
visited the
I
Rift
don't know why
page
you just
quite a
can't
bit now that it's been out for a while. So now if a player selects
do
a piece of
whatever
a cosmetic from an outfit in
challenge
that
you
Rift, there's
want
going to be
and
an
do multiple in
available
one
button to click
match. I feel like
to
that'd be a
view the
lot
full
better
outfit as a preview.
than what they're
So
doing
if you're
now.
not keeping up to date with our amazing marketing trailers that are showing off all of these cool renders, you can view it from directly in the game. And then go watch the marketing trailer after, because they do a lot of work on these and they're
What
very cool.
is that
We're
camera
obviously
angle?
trying to get a lot of these changes
It's
out for
so
this fall
weird.
in one of our upcoming archives releases.
Oh my god.
Alongside some other yet to be unannounced archive stuff, which we're keeping a little hush hush now. But it's the 3rd anniversary of the archives, so we're trying to put something really special together for you guys. But we've got another big feature in the works, and I think
yeah.
I'll let you spill the beans on this one.
Yes, and this one, I think, our player,
What
you
is
are going to
that?
love it.
That camera angle's so weird.
So we have decided. Do you
Angry Birds
remember
on the
last year
Switch.
when we
I just
talked
saw
about
the thing
bots?
pop up for Angry
Not at
Birds
all.
on the Switch.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will do.
So weird.
so
Why?
When we talk about bots, actually this year, by the end of the year, we really want to introduce bots in custom match.
Yes.
So the
Because
idea
right now you can only play
is
against
we
bots as Trapper.
want to give the player, like if you're missing a friend in a group, if you don't have any friends at all,
Me.
or if you just want to play chill and try to learn a new killer,
Yeah, that'd be a lot
well,
freaking
you
better.
will be able to do that in a custom match and just fill out the matches with bots. So that will be extremely simpler for you to play. And we feel like for some player it could be
That's so much freaking
intimidating
better
to play a
now.
new killer or to just learn a new one. And this will actually be a safe environment for them to try and remove the pressure that you can have sometime when you're in a real match.
For sure. And I mean, it's not just learning a new killer that can be stressful sometimes, but new maps as well, because the layouts can be entirely
True.
different. There's some new loops that you need to learn. So it's a great way for players to be able to practice.
Is there
those
gonna be
as well.
difficulty on those
Use an old
bots?
killer, use old survivors as bots, and just try out whatever map you want.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And this feature is probably the longest one for timeline, and we're targeting this winter for this one to be out, and we can't wait.
I'm super excited for this one.
I am too.
I'm a bad killer, so I'm looking forward to it.
And I think you still have 2 features that you would like to talk about this today.
I do. So these ones are a bit smaller, but I think our players and streamers will also be interested on both of these. So the first one I'll
Streamer
discuss
mode,
is
yeah.
what we're
That's what I
calling
thought.
streamer mode or anonymous mode. Still undecided, still in development.
Fortnite anonymous
may
mode.
But the basic premise of this is to make sure that all of our players feel safe as they're playing the game. So that we're obscuring your name or the name of your friends as they're playing, so that no toxic players or ne'er-do-wells inside or outside the game can find it and target you in some way.
And for the security, that's a huge plus as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just want our players to feel safe as they're playing our game, and we hope that this is a great tool to actually let them do it. Now, the other feature,
Well, that's a nice addition.
I guess, all about the survivors not feeling so safe, which is our updated wiggle system. So if you've been paying attention to Dead by Daylight,
I hate the
I know
new
we have,
Wiggles
talking to you,
system.
for the,
I think
for the past
you
few
shouldn't be
months,
able to
we've
get
been
out
testing
faster.
our
I feel like it
updated
should be the
system
exact same
under
as
our
it used
beta
to be.
tab, so players were able to opt in and try it out. So whereas previously the wiggle system was mashing 2 buttons back and forth, keyboard controller, whatever you chose, now it's instead a skill check. So during the beta, we were all
Ow,
listening to a
my
lot of our
eye.
player feedback. So our design team has really taken that into account, and with those changes, we're going to make it a permanent feature in the future.
And on behalf of the team, really thank you for using the beta tabs. It was really, really useful for us to collect all this information and to see how you feel about new changes that we just want to make sure that all the changes that we introduce in the game are the correct ones.
Yeah, I mean, I know we all love the PTB, being able to try out new content, but this let us really bring in all of our console players who have been asking for a way, and all of their input, especially given that it was very controller heavy, is really appreciated.
And sometimes we just need more time.
Sorry, I was updating my
also to give
Overwatch.
the feedback.
It certainly helps. So with all of these, we also have some other smaller features that we weren't really able to fit in here. So head on over to our website at deadbydaylight.com.
I feel like the
to
new
read a
Google
bit
system
more
is
after this
strange.
segment.
Like, why didn't they just
And we really hope you
add it
guys
anyway
are
instead of doing
excited
the whole
about all
beta
the
crap
features that
and
we
all
announced
that? And
today. I know we
they
are,
just made it a lot
and
more
we
weird
expect that you will enjoy this this
that kind of
anniversary
thing.
with us, and we hope you a very good Dead by Daylight experience here.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the broadcast, everybody.
Thank you.
Again, I feel like it should be faster. It shouldn't be faster than the other way. Like, one way shouldn't be faster than
I'm
the
a
other.
fog whisperer, and to me,
That
Dead
makes
by
sense.
Daylight is more than just a game. It's a lifestyle. I'm heading to a parkour gym to work with professional tag athletes. I want to learn how I can apply my DVD skills in real life.
Do you ever just like
What is this?
crouch at the chaser to get them angry?
World Chase Tag is a team-on-team competition where one team throws in a chaser, one team throws in a
Never seen this in my
one
life,
rule
by the
is
way.
don't get caught.
This is competitive
So in chase
tag.
are you using vaulting? Because in DVD, when I'm being chased, vaulting is a pretty powerful evasion tool.
Yeah, vaulting gives you a very easy way of getting an obstacle in between you or whoever's chasing you.
So
Competitive
what
tag.
about
Never
slow
heard of
vaults?
it. Never heard of it.
What?
Sounds interesting though. I think it's weird. It'd be a weird sport to do. Never heard of it in my life. This is so
To see my
weird.
full training adventure, head
Like,
to the
this is
Dead
such
by
a
Daylight
weird thing to
YouTube
throw
page
into
later
this.
week.
The broadcast. Why? Merch for sale. What's that? Is that a trapper? Is that a trapper mask or is it the light thing? I think it's a light thing. That chase tag thing was weird. Like, it's weird. Never freaking heard that in my life. I don't know if it's just me, but I've never heard of chase tag. Like, it's such a weird thing to throw in there. It's so
The
strange.
killer is in pursuit. What do you do? A.
Use
drop the
dead
pallet.
hard.
B. Use dead hard.
Use
C. Loop forever. Or D. Crouch furiously.
Loop forever is winning. They're like embracing the dead hard meme that every survivor wants dead hard, but they're not doing anything about it. They said a little while ago that they were like, oh, we know survivors run meta perks and it's annoying. We know meta perks are annoying, but then they're like memeing on dead hard too. Like, it's confusing. It's like, are you gonna do anything about dead hard being a meta perk, or are you just gonna keep memeing on it because it's a meta perk? It makes no sense. And the fact that they called Ruin a meta perk is completely insane to me. Ruin is no longer a meta perk. Is there another Mercy skin for the Overwatch thing? Swear to God. There's another Mercy skin, I'm gonna freaking kill someone. Okay, I'm watching the Overwatch
I'm
anniversary now.
the associate producer on Dead by Daylight.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
joined by Xavier, our director.
New
and
sim,
also Rose, our project manager.
new honest.
A big part of what makes Dead by Daylight so great are the characters.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
watch
telling the story
that
is one of
later.
the best part of our job.
I'll watch
While
that
a lot
later.
of storytelling is
I just thought it was a
happened through
Mercy
art,
skin,
there's
so I was
also
gonna
a way
flip.
for us to tell the story through the art and the visual. Today, we want to share with you
What's the code?
a bit about the process
It's blurry.
of
Turn
the,
your
of the
quality up.
collection,
It's not on my end. I'm in
that
1080p
inspires
on my phone right now.
We want to
so.
break some news about new announcement of a brand new collection we've been anxious to share with you guys for a while.
Yes, thank you, Josh. Well, let's take a moment to talk about like what's behind the several
I'm
outfits
about to
and
leave this
collection we provide to players
stream.
during the year. So, artistically, the approach is different when we work on our own contents and when we work with licenses. When we do our own,
Wait, it's not Minecraft. It's
we
not
often
Angry
look
Birds
this
on
as a
Switch.
way
It's
to put our own
Minecraft.
spin
Angry
to
Birds skins.
icons
Switch.
and events everybody's familiar with. a great example is the Halo Blight collection. It's really our take on Halloween. You know, rather than creating cosmetics around traditional vampires, witches, werewolves, we decided to do something more unique, to tell a unique story.
If it's the Huntress hoodie, why?
We have like our killers.
Japanese? I'm pretty sure that's
made
Japanese.
them more horrific due to a substance.
Why would they be Japanese
into
on
the
the Huntress
entity.
skin? On the Huntress hoodie,
results,
that's strange to me.
I think it is unexpected, more original. The lore.
Yeah,
and
that is
art
the
direction
Huntress
have
hoodie.
been
If it's not,
reinforced,
then
at the same time, and we get to celebrate Halloween in a way that's very true to Dead by Daylight.
So on my side, the product goal is to create collections like this for all seasons. These collections would be something that we could return to and add to every year, but on our own terms, in a way that's creative for Xavier, but also not feeling like too generic or too easy.
Maybe Joash, you could share with us.
They need more blighted skins for
different
licensed
steps on the production to
characters.
create these visuals.
And we have blighted Pyramid Head. We don't have blighted Cheryl or anything like that.
So afterward, I think the first step is to talk to the Nanax
yeah, that's
team.
what was leaked a while ago. That
the
was going
idea
to be
behind it is to make sure
there.
that
so I'll have it on both my accounts.
we
now.
have a good idea and make
Which is
sure
kinda
also
pointless,
like it's kind of related to the characters.
okay.
So the cosmetic that we want,
Okay, I
related to
guess.
the character, the story background, and the lore. Afterward, we need to talk to the concept artists. They're the one who's going to put on paper pretty much with the art director and the concept art.
Not even gonna lie, I don't even want
put
to
on
watch this
paper pretty
anymore.
much the
I
idea
thought
that we
this was
want
gonna be
as
a lot
cosmetics.
more
So
interesting than it
also,
is,
this is the
but
time
it's
for us
just
to put in
not.
detail what we want. So meaning like the accessories, the detail, and the type of material.
I think I'm
that
gonna
we
watch it though.
Once we're
Maybe
done,
I'll need this
the
really cool
character
that'll be in
team
it, I guess.
can use those concepts to start their modeling phase. So pretty much to have the 3D model ready.
So in the case of the Fire Moon
Ugh,
Festival, we
tired.
created this in tribute to the Mid-Autumn Festival that is celebrated in so many Asian countries. And it is our own DBD-specific event that boasts like concerts and celebrations that are surrounding the full Fire Moon. And it's a celebration of life and also a reflection upon death.
Yeah.
So another part of creating this event ourselves was to be able to include a wider variety of characters into the collection. So, for example, those that didn't have an Asian heritage.
We should talk also about licenses because
It is kind of boring.
today,
I'm not even gonna
right
lie.
now, we have something really important to share with the fans, right, Rose?
Yeah, indeed. So another interesting part
I'm gonna
of
stick in
working on
that,
these
though.
collections is being able to work with existing licenses as well. So we're able to introduce new stories and other brands that we love also into the world of Dead by Daylight. Speaking of which, anime and mangas are widely requested from our fans around the world. And
Who
we're
said they
really
want
excited
anime
to
or
be able to
manga?
announce today
Who said
a new
that?
collection that's right around the corner. When
Who?
that marks DBD's
Never
first
in my
major
life have I heard
crossover
someone say
with
something.
an
They wanted an anime
title.
or a manga.
So without further
Of
ado,
something about DBD. Attack on Titan. Why? Why?
So many of us on Dead by Daylight team are big fan of anime, especially Attack on Titan. The process of creating new outfit based on the new collection based on Dead
It's
by
like,
Daylight
yeah, I want Attack on
has been
Titan in
really,
DVD.
really,
Yeah.
exciting. We're thrilled to be including 10 different outfits for both survivors
10
and
outfits for
killers.
both survivors and
also,
killers.
we need to say some surprise
What
for,
the heck?
for later on. I think we can still give some glimpse of the concept art for Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah. Because working on Attack on Titan was a great challenge, but really exciting
Who
one.
said that they wanted that?
First, we had to assimilate like the iconic aspect of the 2D art direction from the show and adapt it on 3D, making sure like the characters remain themselves even if applied on DBD characters.
God.
And because they are not
I'm like yawning.
legendary outfits,
This is really
the goal was
boring.
not to reskin them and transform them into something way too different from our more realistic art direction. So we then came with bigger eyes, etc. We felt it more like, okay, we could create like great cosplay of this character. Our mindset was more, what if our DBD characters were part of the Attack on Titan universe? And from who are they
Like,
closer?
I'm
in
just like confused as to
their
who the
personalities
frick
and appearances.
was like
So
Yeah, I want Attack on
really
Titan and
important for us
DVD go
to
so well together. It makes
select
so much
some
sense.
of our favorite characters
Who said
from
that?
Attack on Titan, and
Give
so
me a
we
second.
could
I'm gonna
focus
grab a
on
drink.
some aspect of each to match our DBD personalities. We have Eren, one of the hero of the show, and we have Dwight. Dwight, in a sense, is one of our heroes also on DVD. He's here since years, and we kept the details of Dwight, like having the iconic glasses, the messy hair, and even with the equipment of Attack on Titan, we made sure like the equipment isn't straight, and we have like nothing's perfect because it's Dwight. We have Angie. For her, it was easier because we have Zarina also, and it was a perfect match. She's a scientist that investigates on Titans, and
I'm
Zarina,
just
like, they are
asking,
both,
like, who
very
said that they
inquisitive
wanted
and
this? I
investigators
don't think
that want,
anybody did, if I'm being real.
To keep the details of Zarina herself, we gave her eye patch, but not the glasses because she doesn't wear glasses. The Armor Titan is there, you know, we have it as an ultra rare cosmetic for the Oni.
Oni?
And not only was a good
Doesn't
match
even look like
because
Oni
we
anymore.
apply this
I
skin
mean, that's the
in one
point,
of
but
our
like that
largest
straight up
figure of
doesn't
the
even
game,
look like Oni
but also
anymore.
we're able to
I think that's the point of like a skin
use,
is to look like the
his crystal
character, but
form
like
for
in
the
a
Rage mode.
costume. But they
And
really didn't
while
even
the
do that
base
with
of the
Oni.
crystals
They were
are
just like,
blue in
screw it.
the show,
We're just gonna put whatever we
we tinged
freaking
them
want.
with
We'll put
red
whatever we
VFX,
want, man.
to represent the traditional Oni Blood Rage for the game.
That's it for us. We hope you enjoyed the behind the look scene and also our new collection that we just showed you. Of course, we're going to keep an eye for more Attack on Titan news. Thank you.
心臓を捧げよう。
Why? Why though? This makes no sense to me. Oh my god, here we go. New killer, let's go. I'm gonna shut up. Finally, after 76 minutes, we're here at the new killer. Let's go. Okay, not a very not a very informative
Hi
trailer,
everyone,
but okay.
I'm Dave Richard, Creative Director on Dead by Daylight, and I'm super glad to be here today to share the newest content for our latest chapter, and of course to celebrate the 6th anniversary of Dead by Daylight. The tradition is to tell you all the content that's going to be in the chapter, and this time we're quite excited. We're changing the recipe a little bit.
Because it got leaked.
We're doing an original chapter. So this new chapter is called Roots of Dread, and it's a full chapter. It contains a new survivor, a new killer, and a new map within a new realm of the entity. That's quite exciting. So the story for the chapter revolves around a town, a perfect town. Well, a town that seems to be perfect. But of course, the residents are hiding something terrible. They're hiding secrets and a darkness. And when that darkness starts to bubble up to the surface, it creates our newest killer, the Dredge. So let's talk about it a little bit. So the Dredge is inspired by the Boogeyman, a story that is global and is known around many cultures. It's a domestic fear. It's a monster that is really close to us, that is in our familiar environment, inside our house, under our bed, in our wardrobes. And that's the type of creature we wanted to feature and create. So
that's cool.
It is the physical representation of the darkness of the whole town, of their secrets.
Can there be not a whole
And
town
it
map?
is
Can there
a
be like
weird
multiple?
and
I really don't want
strange
another
creature,
Haddonfield.
a monster. It has an impossible biology featuring various limbs, heads, different parts. It is emotionless, and it's impossible to plead for your life when in front of this creature. We wanted to make sure to create a visceral scare when facing this creature. It's a bit like when you're having a nightmare, and you know it was super scary when you wake up, but you can't exactly put your finger on what it was that you've seen. The visual design of the Dredge is quite unique. It's a first for Dead by Daylight killers.
Yeah.
It's a monster, recreated by different limbs, different heads, claws, pincers, tentacles, and we wanted to make sure that you, the player, would be able to customize as you wanted this monster. What's really cool as well for the cosmetic is that we are able to explore themes that are organic, but also constructs, like this amazing cosmetic that features dolls. All right, now let's move on to the power of the Dredge. So when playing the Dredge, we wanted you to feel like you're the embodiment of darkness, of fear itself. We wanted to recreate that feeling of a monster that's really close to us, that lives in your house. And so there are two phases to the power.
I know there's like the
first
locker
phase
part, and
is
then
the
there's
ability
like the
to
eternal
use
darkness
lockers
or something.
to
I thought it
teleport
was
from
called.
and to. So
Where it's
of
like
course
all
this
dark.
is great for map movement. You'll be able to travel the map really quickly. But it's also great to surprise survivors that are nearby lockers, and even survivors that are hiding inside the lockers.
So Iron
The
Maiden's
second
gonna
phase
be
of
good,
the
I
power
feel.
is called Night Cycle.
But I don't think
and
anyone's
this
gonna
is
go
where it
inside a
gets
locker
really
against this killer.
So based on action the Dredge will make and some passive abilities, the Night Cycle will build on the survivor. When it is finally completed, Night Cycle will trigger, and a darkness will engulf the survivor.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
This darkness makes it very difficult to navigate, especially in chases. And the only thing the survivor can see in the distance will be the Dredge itself. That's really creepy, and will for sure make the survivor make mistakes. Of course, the Dredge comes with 3 unique perks. We won't go into the details of these perks today, but I can say that they are themed around chaos, secrets, and corruption. Okay, now let's move on to our newest survivor. She's called Hattie Core, and you might know her from some archive entry that appeared in the past. She appeared 3 times in the archive, actually. So Hattie has a dual heritage. She is born in northern India, but was raised by her adoptive family in Quebec. And so this will be an interesting background to explore through her different cosmetic and also through future archive entries. Hattie has a very unique ability to see bleeds. These are areas of the world where the entity's influence intersect with our world. And so Hattie had her share of paranormal adventures and encounters with dreadful beasts from the entity's world, strange creature. And actually we can see on her body all sort of scratch and marks from these encounters. Of course, Hattie will come with 3 unique perks added to the roster of abilities that the survivors are able to equip and use. These are themed around paranormal insight.
Let's hope these aren't busted.
Proficiency with occult items, and her own temerity. And finally, let's talk about the map. So this time around, we're really excited to introduce a new realm for this chapter.
Rip.
So really, we are going back to the roots of horror, to a classic, something that we see numerous times into different horror novels, movies, and other horror material. And this is a small American town. So we wanted to make sure that we created something domestic, something familiar. And so for the Dredge map called the Garden of Joy,
yeah, this is all
we are featuring one of the house of the perfect town that we talked about earlier. This house looks perfect from the outside. It is like a ghost sitting in the middle of a gloomy forest created by the entity. And when you go inside that house, you'll see how twisted and wrong it is, just like the residents that are hiding all of this darkness in secret. What's really cool about this new realm is that in the future, we will be able to explore it again, but in other contexts than in the Dredge perfect town. So this realm is built from different memories, from different characters. And so we'll be able to explore different cities wrapped
guess. That'd
inside
make more
that
sense.
same realm. All right, that was the whole content of our newest chapter, Roots of Dread. I hope you are as excited as us to try this new content.
we knew about the map, but we didn't
right
get any
after this
info about
event
the killer.
as we go live on the PTB.
Really, they're like, here's
the
his
chapter will
cosmetics.
become available to all on June
Here's his
7th.
backstory.
So thank you again for
We didn't even know the
listening
perks or
today,
anything like that.
and thank you for an incredible year of Dead by Daylight.
It's crazy. We should have got freaking info on the
Hey,
perks
what's
and
up,
whatnot.
y'all? This is Dr. Italo Brown, emergency physician, and this is Dead by Daylight.
What?
All right. So why is this person sitting? Oh, now that's actually kind of dope. It looks like he was injured or something, and she came through and rubbed this man's back. Look, if we could start prescribing back rubs in the emergency department.
What is this? This is like the second weird segment that they added, where it's like just pointless.
You get a back rub. Straight up on some
pointless crap
level stuff
for no reason.
It's
just
actually
filler.
funny because there is evidence that back rubs help. They help physiologically. People say that it lowers heart rate, lowers blood pressure. Curative back rub for everybody. All right? Let's get it popping.
What is this? Oh my god.
Yo, I've seen it. All in your back. Wait a minute, bro. Oh, dude, no. Wait a minute. All right.
What is
I had
this?
to pause. One. This man got thrown on a hook, and I've seen this in a bunch of different movies, so it's really accurate. You know, these like butcher hooks are real. Obviously, if someone ended up on one, it was intentional, in my opinion. From that angle, I'm pretty sure it's piercing, one of the ventricles of the heart, right? So the heart, we know, is like this, right? That left ventricle is kind of posterior and sits to the side.
Why do we need this?
And held it,
They
with
stopped
the
talking
laces
about the new
kinda
chapter
downward, right?
to put
So
this
if
on.
that goes through that left
Why?
ventricle, man, he's dead.
It makes no sense
There
to
ain't
me.
no pulling yourself up off of it. Either no, sir. Either I don't believe it. He not walking away from this at all. That's a fact. If you're enjoying this analysis, make sure you head over to Dead by Daylight's YouTube channel for the full video later on this week, okay? Happy 6th anniversary, y'all. Peace.
Why? This is the second weird segment they added for just no reason. Just filler, I guess. I don't know. First it was the freaking competitive sports tag. Now it's that. Like, what? That's so stupid. Okay, some advertisements for their merch. Oh my.
You see a lit hex totem. What do? A. Disassemble it. B. Leave it be. Probably haunted ground. C. Turn it into a boon totem. D. Point at it, but let your teammates deal with it.
Boon. Everyone's gonna say boon. Everyone's gonna say boon. Let's be real. I wish no one would answer so we could see this is pre-recorded. I can't believe they didn't give us that much information. No, everyone's saying disassemble it. They didn't even give us that much information about the freaking new killer. They were like, yo, we need this ER dude to analyze what's going on. Like, that's so dumb. Why? Oh my. Let me get this crap. I wish they just get on with it. Dies of cringe. What is even going on? This whole stream. This whole stream is like completely messed up, I feel. How long is this gonna be though? Because I feel like... What's going on now? What is this?
Hey there, everybody. I'm Justin, one of the product managers on Dead by Daylight. Still stuck in this fog from earlier, but this time joined by a new partner.
Hi, I'm May. I am a Twitch-lurking, dog-snuggling influencer manager on Dead by Daylight.
So, since a Dead by Daylight anniversary wouldn't be the same without a celebration in the fog, both May and myself are here to share with you what's going on for the Dead by Daylight 6th anniversary in-game event.
Thank you, finally.
So, last year we had a really fun one, but the
event.
team has taken a hard look at what worked and what didn't, and we're trying to find ways to take it even further for the 6th anniversary, which is actually starting on our real anniversary this year. So the event starts on June 16th. I think it's really cool. So for the theme this year,
it's all another month away.
Is going to be celebrating something called the Twisted Masquerade. Now this is meant to be a real party in the world of Dead by Daylight that's being hosted in the entity's name by someone lurking in the shadows, I've heard.
Everyone loves a masquerade, so we've really tried to run with the theme and taken our decorations to the next level. As you might have already noticed in this broadcast, we've added this gorgeous midnight blue to our usual black and gold color palette, and you'll see it all over the entity's realm during this event. We're also reskinning the Killer Shack and the exit gates, and there's going to be some really cool, creepy effects because of it. Expect the entire fog to be decked out to the nines.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we're decorating for really the first time, like proving just how big this whole celebration really is. We really want this to feel like a party and a celebration. So everything is really going to play on this masquerade theme in some interesting ways, beginning with our anniversary cosmetics. So last year was the second year that we actually did the crown collection, where mechanic-wise, players would run around, find pedestals, and collect a crown for that specific character. But this year, with this masquerade theme, we wanted to find ways that we could really push it further and deliver an even bigger payoff when it came to the cosmetics that you'd be able to collect.
So while you'll still be hunting down pedestals in your trial, this time you're going to be grabbing invitations to the Twisted Masquerade. Collecting those invitations will earn you one of 12 possible cosmetics as killer or survivor, and since we're going to a masquerade, it's going to be beautiful hand-designed masks. Last year, while you could earn cosmetics for every single original character, it was the same crown for each and every one of them. We feel like that's run its course, and we wanted to do something a little more special this year. This year, we're focusing on one original survivor and one killer for every year of Dead by Daylight. The mask you earn will only be wearable for that specific character.
I can't even read. The freaking subtitles are literally in the way.
The masks are also going to be earned randomly. So even if you're playing as Dwight, you might earn one for Elodie or the Spirit.
And I mean, if you guys have actually seen it on the table, that's Dwight.
So I guess that one's
So while
Dwight.
we are focusing on a smaller subset of characters, they're going to make much more meaningful additions to your collection and look pretty sweet, if I do say so myself.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had to resist just putting this one on and trying to run away with it. Been told many times I can't take it home with me, so I'll have to settle for just earning it in-game. And similar to what we did for our Halloween event, the Midnight Grove, the 6th anniversary will also include an event tome. So what's great about this is we're going to have 2 full levels of challenges and lore that's directly tied to the Twisted Masquerade. And one big addition in this is going to be the community challenges. So last year, if you were around doing our community challenges, we were communicating on this
the subtitles
via
were
our
out there.
social media channels. And
Like,
we
straight
feel
up,
like
I wish
the
they
players
weren't there.
really enjoyed this, but we want to bring it a little closer to you.
Just because, like, you can
in-game.
turn them on anyway.
There'll be an entire top
So it's kinda
track
dumb that they have
dedicated
their
to these
own.
community challenges. On that, you can track both the global progression of everyone making effort towards these community challenges and your own direct contributions. Your own direct contributions are important because you're going to have to work, and you can't just take advantage of everyone else's hard work.
Exactly, but while the players are waiting for the community to catch up so that they can go on to the next challenge, there will be a set of personal challenges below on each level that you can work towards. And I mean, these are going to also give you a little bit more background on what's happening for the story behind the scenes of the archives and of the Twisted Masquerade. I mean, you're going to be earning event cosmetics either way, so definitely take the time, try to finish all of them.
So what about Dredge and Hattie? Are they getting something for this masquerade?
So since these are actually our 2 new characters coming in, it's important that we're treating them as our guests of honor for the Twisted Masquerade. So if you're seeing from any of the content that we're sharing, both Dredge and Hattie are getting full outfits themed for the event that you can unlock split between the community goals and the personal goals.
I don't
So
like
if you want all of it,
Hattie
you have to do
Survivor, and I
both.
don't like her skin.
And they're really worth getting, so I suggest you do.
Not gonna lie.
And we also have some very cool, very gross charms, like this 6th anniversary Rancid Cupcake, a pop-up card, and my personal favorite, a skull with a little party hat.
And that's definitely a reminder of the last person who tried to bring a party hat
for
into
survivors
the fog.
only. It's kind of dumb.
Try and
Anthony
stop
doesn't
me.
like fun. So, for a few final touches on
Let
the
us
event,
hope that those
we're
aren't
bringing back some
frickin'
things from last year that
survivor
worked
only
really
charms
well,
and killer
like
only
our
charms.
loading screens with developer
Let's hope they're
comments
just
and
universal.
selected art. So, as you're loading up into your game, you're going to see quotes from wacky folks like myself, May, and others, and really bring you a bit closer to the really cool people who worked on Dead by Daylight. On top of this, we're going to be bringing
Why don't you,
back
like,
our
do it with
daily
load times?
discounted
Because like
Shrine
load
of
times are
Secrets.
pretty long.
So instead of it cycling on a weekly basis, we're going to be changing all of the perks every single day and be providing you a discount. So it costs less iridescent shards for every single perk available during the event.
That's better. I feel like that's a
On
lot
top of
freaking
that,
better.
because we know you guys love blood points, we're going to be doing a weekend blood hunt event. And then, again, still not done, we're going to be giving a lot of login currencies. So, if that's not enough blood points for you, not enough rift
Okay.
fragments, not enough iridescent shards, players will be able to earn more of these just by logging in.
It's definitely not the time to save your pennies for a rainy day. There's so much fun stuff to get. Take advantage. But for now, on behalf of everyone, I just want to say thanks again for another amazing year of Dead by Daylight. And we'll see you in the fog on June 16th for the Twisted Masquerade.
June 16th.
See you there.
Why? Why another month? It makes no sense to me. Like, why did they do this? And then like, oh yeah, we're gonna do all this, show you all this stuff, and wait another month. Then you can use it. DVD mobile? Who plays that? More people play regular DVD than mobile.
いつものビールでいい？はい。
Is this mobile exclusive stuff, or is it just an ad for the mobile game? I guess yeah, this is just an ad.
We're very excited to share some great news about the DVD mobile game. So we had a big update in Japan at the end of April, and the results are amazing. We want to progressively release this to the rest of the world too. In the United States, there will be a closed beta test in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. You should know there's going to be quite a lot of new features in this version of the game. Leaderboards,
though?
quick matches, team system. We're also improving many aspects of the game. There's going to be visual improvements on the performance, fluidity of gameplay, and the control layout, and the new player tutorial. Also, there's going to be some brand new rewards added and some unique customization. More news are going to be coming very soon.
I honestly don't think like DVD mobile is that big of a deal. Like I don't think it should be. Oh my, what? What is this? Why? Why though? This is for mobile though, like what? Why are they doing this for mobile? Oh, it's not. It's a Dead by Daylight dating sim. But why? Like, it's funny, but why?
If you had told me when we launched this game that I'd be here 6 years later with my feet in the sand announcing a Dead by Daylight dating sim, I would have never believed you. And that is what makes today such an amazing day.
I'm gonna play it,
I'm
but
excited to be able to announce that Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim, is quickly coming. So it is a crazy idea. It's an absurd concept, but we are always looking for new ways to tell our Dead by Daylight stories, and our fans have shown us over the years
I'm gonna play
just how thirsty they are for more background and more stories about
it's
our
just such an
characters.
odd thing. I guess that's the
So,
point.
Last year we did an official community survey exploring new ways potentially of expanding the universe of Dead by Daylight, and I think the third one was Dating Simulator. And that was a surprise, but you know what? We decided to go for it. This was a tall order. We needed to find the right people to do this justice, to really treat this properly so that it didn't turn out.
Some of the
as
things they put up
insane
there
as it
were
sounds.
weird.
So we decided to go with some specialists out
Like
there.
the tweets
some
and
people that made a little game called I Love You, Colonel Sanders, that was very well received. And I'm very happy to have with me today Alexei from PsyOp to talk a little bit. He's the creative director for the upcoming Dead by Daylight dating sim.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited that I got to create such a unique take on such a
They did take
really
it way too
serious and
seriously.
kind of grim world, and bring it into a little bit of hearts and butterflies, and shine some rosy warm light on it.
That's awesome. So yes, you're absolutely right.
Is there going to
It's
be
a-
like cosmetics
We created a very grim
you can earn
universe,
in that game
and
that
we
come
asked
over
you
to
to
the
do
base
something
game, or?
extremely silly with it. How does one go about making this right?
Sure. Well, I like to say that when making a project that seems as
Is it going to be
off-kilter and unexpected
DVD
as this, the big
original
gimmick
characters
for me
only,
is
or are
that
there going to
there
be?
is no gimmick. It is a serious game that we take really seriously when we create it, and we treat all of the characters with a sense of humor, but with sort of deep respect as well, so that we can make a really compelling game that does justice to the expectations that fans have, and the expectations that these characters would have if they were slightly more real.
So it's a matter of really finding a new, interesting context in which these characters can actually express a different side of themselves.
Yeah, so, the story that we're creating is very much not a canon story for the Dead by Daylight
Important to put it out there.
Want to make sure that's clear. That being
Non-canon.
said, we want to create something that really
No,
does
it's
justice
canon.
to
It's
the
canon.
truths that have been established. So we started someplace as far away as we could by thinking about, what is the brightest and happiest kind of take on this world? Well, maybe it's something like the beach episode of a sitcom or an anime series, and then kind of pull our way back into that main core
This is so
experience
weird. This took a
what's
turn.
going through these killers or survivors' minds at any given moment, and try and make sense of those two worlds playing together and see what kind of crazy stuff comes from it.
So obviously one of the main questions that people have is, what characters from Dead by Daylight will I be able to interact with in this?
Sure. Well, leaning into that kind of sitcom or anime kind of cliches and tropes, and then kind of turning them on their head, we decided to take 4 killers, since killers are the most monstrous and inhuman characters in the world, and make
This
them
took a
as
freaking
human as
turn.
we could by assigning 4 kind of typical TV trope archetypes to them. So we've got the Trapper, who is standing in as the jock. We've got the Huntress, who is standing in as the overachiever. We've got the Wraith, who is playing the nerd. And we've got the Spirit, who is the goth.
That's amazing, and it's interesting also as a take, because those sort of archetypes, those cliches from horror movies
Why?
from forever ago, are things that we try to not erase, but we try to avoid when we did Dead by Daylight, especially on the survivor side. We had them much more be humans and relatable. So it's really interesting to see those things that are very important to the horror genre be represented in this.
Yeah,
Doctor.
in writing the experience, it made for a really fun twist. And what we recognized when we
Pyramid
dug as deep as we could into the lore and talked so much with your team.
I'm
is that
wondering if it's
all
just
of
going to be
these
DVD
killers
original
come from
characters, or are
a
they going to
really
do
human
licensed
place
ones?
to begin with. They've all suffered some sort of trauma or some sort of really dark thing in their past that bringing them into this kind of comedy scenario, but still exploring their real lore, it was just like pretty wild. So we had a lot of fun with it.
Very cool. And who, as the player, like it was an interesting choice to figure out who the player would be in this scenario.
Well, we want to let the player play as themselves. So this is an interactive branching story, and you will get to make decisions to define who you are. There is no canon version of yourself, and we thought that that was a great way to really do justice to the huge amount of diversity and variety in the Dead by Daylight audience.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to make sure that the 4 killers who you get to romance really represent 4 very different types of relationships.
As well. I wonder what they would do to Nemesis
to
make him
be yourself and see which killer is right for
fit
you
in that game.
as you make honest decisions in response to some terribly strange questions.
That's awesome. A very important piece of also building that world and really giving the ambiance, the gravitas it needed, is the music.
Yeah.
And you got a really cool opportunity in there.
Yeah, we worked directly with Michel, the composer for Dead by Daylight, to make sure that even though we took this to a very different sonic place of marimba and steel drums and some jazz flute solos or Spanish guitar.
Why? I like it. It's a nice idea, but why? Why don't they just fix the regular game?
And give people something that's new and unique, but also kind of true to the original game that they love so deeply.
Yeah, Michel was kind of happy to be able to.
Like like I said, it's funny, it's nice, but like, why don't they just like fix the game? Adding a new one.
It may seem like an odd thing to say about something.
Like they're doing the board game.
So different.
They have the base game to work on. They have the board game. They have the mobile game, and now they have Hooked on You dating sim.
Thank you so much for taking the
4
time
different
to join
games.
us here in
When your
sunny
regular game is
Montreal
busted
for
as
this,
it is,
little
just,
beach moment.
It's weird.
I can say that this is one of the most out there things that we've ever done, and I'm very, very excited about this. You obviously want more details. There will be more information coming, but for now you should know you'll be able to get your little hands on Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim this summer on Steam.
This summer.
And if you do that, you'll also get a unique charm in Dead by Daylight.
In an outfit? All right.
Now, thank you again to all of our fans.
All right, that's what I was wondering.
Thank you
We'll get a charm
for
in an outfit.
making this possible for us. And for once, I will say, I'll see you on the beach.
Beach. I hate the beach. So
We're
seeing
almost done here.
that's
but we
proof
have
it's
one more
pre-recorded.
question
This is
for you.
pre-recorded.
What would you like us
Exposed.
to wrap the show with? A, some more new content, or B, a special surprise?
New. Everyone's saying new. I'm gonna go with new. I'll go with new. Something new. I feel like something new is just gonna be better. Like overall. I feel. Oh my. What are they doing? May I ask? No, everyone's saying something special. Okay. Yeah. I see the appeal for something special, I guess. Oh, they're wrapping up the show? Nice. Nice. I have other stuff to do. I have other streams that I want to do.
Well, that's a wrap for our 6th anniversary broadcast, and to an amazing year of Dead by Daylight. I hope you enjoyed yourself. The PTB for our latest chapter, The Roots of Dread, is live now, so go try it, have fun. Again, a huge thank you to our entire team, and to you, our amazing community.
Alright,
You know,
well...
time really flies.
This was a weird video. This is a weird stream from them. This is a weird video for me. But if you guys enjoyed this style reaction style content, let me know, and I'll see you in the next stream. Just make a dating something, but they won't fix the game. They have no. That's what I said. That's what I said. They have 5. They have like 4 games. They have right now. They have the base game, mobile, board game, now dating sim. 4 games, and their base game is busted. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next stream. We're going to be streaming some Overwatch right after this. So immediately after this is over, Overwatch stream's going up. So I'll see you in a